Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen and this is my fiber web where we talk about cross stitch. I have not touched any yarn in the last week, so there is no knitting or crochet today. It got very hot again, which is disgusting and rude. So I have stitched on 3 projects. I'm going to show you those. And I also got a start on my owl wall this week, so I am going to show you my owl wall, and I thought it might be fun to show you all of the things that I someday hope to have on the owl wall. So I am going to show you some finishes, some whips, and some patterns that I have with owls today. So this might not be the episode for Jacinta, my apologies, but if you like owls, then this should be fun. Today is Saturday, August 16th. I hope you have something fun to work on while you watch this. Or maybe you're just here because you think that I'm cute and amazing. If that is the case, now is your chance because I am newly single. It was my 13th wedding anniversary on the 13th this week, but I am getting divorced. So yeah, it's your chance to, find me on Instagram or send me an email. Okay, just kidding. Okay, so I have these 3 whips that I will show you, and then we will get into the owls. The first thing that I have is a familiar piece. This is Moonface Bell Pull by Tiny Modernist. I have been working on this every month this year on the full moon with my friend Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe, Amy from Amy Loves Toads, and Megan the Wide-Eyed Stitcher, who finished hers. Hers was already a whip that she started many years ago, and she has moved on to a different moon piece. But anyhow, I'm still behind. So I showed this to you last week, and I couldn't do the math of 2/3, so I should be like 67% done with this, and I think I'm approaching 60%, so I'm still behind. So I'm going to keep this out and try to get some more stitches in. I want to get caught up at some point before the end of the year. I want to finish this in December with Stephanie, so I'm going to keep this out, and you will probably keep seeing this, hopefully. This is on, I don't know why I can't remember this because I tell you every time. It's on a 32 count Lugana that is obviously opalescent from Mystic Fabrics called Night Sky Brandy. And I'm using the called for DMZs. The next thing that I have to show you is a new start. This is the Flossy Fox Shop Stitch Along. It is called Flower Dragon Meadow, Dragon Flower Meadow, Flower Dragon Meadow. I don't know why I can't remember those 3 words. So this stitch along just started. There is a new section of it drops every month for 6 or 8 months. I don't remember how many sections there are. I started it the day that the new clue dropped. I think we actually got it the night before we were supposed to. But I did wait until whatever day it was that it was supposed to come out because I was working on Moonface Bell Pull. Anyway, I started this week. So here is my fabric. I am using a 14 count Ada from Bestitch Me. It does not have a color name. I think it was a Fright night purchase. So that is sort of true to color. If I turn it this way, it's getting blown out because it's very sunny right now. The pattern shows it on like a white background, and they give you some little like swatches of some of the colors that are in the pattern on different pale backgrounds, and they suggested like an oatmeal color or like a light green or light blue, but I wanted to put it on something a little bit darker than suggested, but I think all the colors are still going to pop just fine. So I started on my Cherry Blossom Dragon, who is pink mostly. I want to keep this one out as well and see if I can get this section done this month before the next clue comes out. I think there's about 3,500 stitches, so it should be doable. However, I have definitely not been stitching as much as usual lately, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I want to at least get far enough over so that I can start the second section when it comes out. There's a little map in the pattern of like which parts are coming out when, so I will double check that. But yeah, I'm using all the called for DMC for this, and obviously I'm doing it 2 strands over 1 on this 14 count Ada. And I measured the Ada and it's more like 15 count from shrinking when it was dyed, I assume. So there's plenty of room for it. I think it looks really good. Let me put it a little closer. That's how far I got. And then I have one more project that I've been working on. This one is also, it's a new start for me, but it's not a brand new start. This is part of the iconic Ink Circles round robin that I am in. This is Little Alien Schoolgirl by Ink Circles. This is Michelle G from Bendy Stitchy's piece, and I showed this last time, I think, because it had arrived from Eli from Thick Threads, and I had not started it yet. And I said that I thought Michelle broke the pattern up into 24 sections, but it's actually, like, the motifs are numbered by Tracy in the pattern, and she, like, describes what they are. So Michelle said just pick 2 and do them. So there's 12 of us in the round robin, and we're each going to do 2 of the motifs, and then it should be done. There are, like, some bits in here aren't obviously included in the numbers for the motifs, so I don't know if Michelle's gonna have some left over at the end or what. But she did a color conversion, so I think this is charted. It's charted to use all Weeks dye works, and Michelle did a color conversion that has Brennan Needle, Fiberlicious, Stitchy Box, Almond M&Ms, and Roxy Floss, I think. So it's like a similar color conversion, just using a bunch of different threads. So I decided to do this top guy. This is a sandworm. You can see his face over here, and then I'm doing this motif right below his head. So I got the sandworm done. Sorry if that was crinkling right next to the microphone. Let me just pull this needle through. This is also on a piece of Be Stitch Me fabric. It is a 32 count Lugana called Bronze Age. I have a piece of Bronze Age linen. I think that I'm doing my lavender and lace Celtic Christmas on. But anyway, so when I got this, these 2 motifs were done, and then I think Eli did this like flowery border up the side, as well as these like rocket ships. So I did this sandworm, so I started over here and went all the way across. I don't know if you can tell, there's 3 colors in the sandworm. There's like, the little body is one color, and then the legs are another color, and then there's like orange dots. The lighting is not perfect to show you this, but yeah, I did that. Hopefully I counted that right. And then I just started on these. So I will have this done today, and I will be able to send it on to the next stitcher, which is exciting. And I have another piece on the way to me from this round robin, another one that is 12 parts that each of us are stitching on instead of just a 4-part mandala. So yeah, I started working on this when I claimed the next piece, so that by the time that one shows up, this one should be done. So I'm not holding 2 at the same time. Not that it matters, but just for my own peace of mind, I decided to get that one done. And it has been fun to work on. And I haven't used most of those threads before, so it's been fun to try something new. Also, I forgot to mention at the beginning, I think this is Bear. If you are new here, Bear is pretty much always in that bed behind me when I'm filming, and he is alive. He is not a stuffed animal. He's just a very good napper. Also, I think you can tell that he is super duper shedding right now. I can brush him every day and fill up like a paper shopping bag with fluff, and then it looks like I didn't brush him in a year the very next day. So that's fun. He's a furry guy. Okay. Oh, he woke up for a second, and he's gonna go back to sleep. Okay. All right, so that's everything that I've stitched on since last Saturday, I think. So now I'm going to show you, well, I'll put a picture in here of my owl wall. So I had talked at some point last year or earlier this year about wanting an owl wall, um, and I decided that it should just be above my fireplace, like above the mantle. Um, we've lived in this house for... When did we move in? 2014? Yeah, so it's been over 10 years in this house, and I have made like minor changes to my decorations above the mantle, but it was... the core of it was like some black and white... I don't know what the theme was. I'll put a picture of what it used to look like, maybe, so you can see. And I would like change little things here and there over the years, but like the picture of the clock face has been there the whole time. So it needed a refresh, and I decided that was going to be the start of my owl wall. So Thursday, when my kids were with their dad, I took down everything off the wall and I started putting up some stitchy stuff and other owls that I have collected. Most of it is vintage stuff, and actually like none of the needlework that is on the wall right now was made by me. So I took some close-up pictures. A couple of the things were thrifted. There's like a crewel embroidery apple tree that I thrifted. There's a stitched piece. I think it's a pigeon coop designs piece. It was like a smalls exchange that someone else stitched for me, so I didn't stitch that one. There are 2 needlepoint owls that I also thrifted. And is there any other? Oh, there's an apple that I found at Goodwill. And some of that stuff I think might come off of the owl wall when I have more owls done, but I like how it looks right now. There's an owl trivet that my mom gave me. I don't know how long she had it before she gave it to me, but most of the other stuff I have just found like thrifting, I think. Okay, so since the owl wall doesn't have that many owls, Reed counted with me. Reed is my oldest son. He's in 8th grade. He just started school this week. It's been a busy week. He counted how many owls. I think there's 11 owls on the wall right now, and I obviously need more than 11 if it's going to be an owl wall. And if I can put up the picture of like more of the room. There's a lot of wall real estate in the room, so it could become an owl room, and then I have a lot more space for more owls. So I thought I would show you some of the pieces that I've finished that have owls. Mind you, none of these are fully finished. If they were, they would be on the wall. So this is, I think it's called You're Dead. It is based on the show What We Do in the Shadows, and this is by Tuscan Cardinal. And there's a big owl. This was one of my Halloween starts last year, I think, for my 31 Halloween projects month of madness that I did. And yeah, I finished it earlier this year. So I don't know if this, like, since this is pretty, I don't know if this fits the theme of that wall, but maybe I could find a place in that room that I could just keep it up all year. Because it's Halloween-y, but also What We Do in the Shadows isn't just about Halloween. It's like, you know, that's their whole life, so. Okay, here's another finish. This is Liz Matthews' Sleepy Hollow. But I made a lot of edits to the pattern. It is supposed to be much more Halloween. There are like spiders and bats, and in the original pattern all of the pumpkins have like jack-o'-lantern faces, but my youngest, Cole, was born on November 24th, so I took out the Halloween parts and just used the fall parts, the owls and the pumpkins and the leaves and the acorns, to make it like a little birth sampler birth sampler thing for him. So this one is annoying because I have a frame picked out for it that's perfect. I just haven't actually tried to get it into the frame. But this will be beautiful on the owl wall. And then the next one I have is The Cranky Owl by Modern Folk Embroidery. This was very fun. I used a single color of Pirate Robin thread for this on this like 14 count fiddler's cloth. This was another one that I did last October, I think. And yes, I want to frame him. I don't have a frame picked out. Like, he would be fine in a square frame, but he would be super in a circle frame, or maybe even just a hoop. So yeah, he's gonna go on the owl wall. Another Halloween themed one is this vintage Halloween candy buckets from the Witchy Stitcher. I believe I got this when I was part of her Patreon, and I don't think it's released publicly yet, but you can get it through the vault if you are a Patreon member of Meg's. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one. And obviously it's very Halloween, so I don't know if it will be on the owl wall permanently, but we'll see. This is Halloween Tiny Town, and there's this little cute owl with wiggly eyes. So his eyes are sort of silly because they're French knots, and so they're not perfectly even, but I like them that way. Like, he's not a grumpy owl, he's just a cute silly owl. So there's that one. This one, I think this one is on the same fabric as the Cranky Owl, the like fiddler's cloth. Okay. This one is my design, Little Owl's Night. You can get this on my Ko-Fi if you'd like it. It's based on like a board book that I used to read my kids. Okay. I don't know. This is Black Ada. I don't know if it's 14 or 16. Sorry, you can see through that. And it's just 4 colors of DMC. This is the one that I wanted to use a palette that was similar to the Night Garden palette and make my own design. Okay, and then I have this guy. This is obviously not cross stitch. This is Cruel, and you will see later I have a few more kits from this same collection. It says Sunset Designs. And yeah, I made this earlier this year, I think, and I had a lot of fun. So I don't remember if I bought the owls as a set, but I know like on eBay I found a few of them together in like one lot. So there will be a collection of these. And yeah, I need to finish him. I need to iron it too, obviously. It's like, I think I was nervous about ironing the yarn since it's not cotton, it's like acrylic or wool or something, I don't know. So we'll see. I might just have to like do a really good job stretching it to get it to look good. Okay, last finish that I found that had owls was this one. This is Night Riders. This was a stitch along from Love Puppet that obviously was Halloween themed. It has bats and owls, and I love it. It is on a 32 count even weave that was part of a kit that Claire sent to me with the DMC and this fabric and obviously the pattern. Yeah, this was super fun to stitch, and I would love this to be on my owl wall, and this would be totally fine with me to have up all year. So I think like there's a witch, it's clearly Halloween, but it's not like the normal Halloween color palette, so it wouldn't be like orange and black only, but orange and black obviously also go with my wall since it's like super 70s looking. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of my owl whips. The first one is this Prairie Schooler Trick or Treat, which has these very angry looking owls that I have not gotten to yet, but let me show you where I'm at. This is just one day of stitching on this, I think, last October. I don't know why it was going so quickly, but I got way farther than I expected. So I'm going to work on this again in October, obviously, when I do my next round of a different project every day. And maybe I can try to work down to one of those owls. We'll see. The next one, I think this is my favorite owl that I have stitched. This is Crochet to Go-Go's Halloween sampler, and there's the first owl. He's got a buddy on this side too that's not quite done yet, but I love how grumpy he is. He's my favorite. So that's how far I got on this one. I definitely worked on this more than just once in October. I think I had to put stitches into this for a game that I did with some of my Zoom friends. So yeah, I want to work on this. I know this is Bestitch Me fabric. I don't know what the color is or the count. It's Ada. It looks like either 18 or 20 count Ada. And I know I'm using the DMCs for this. Oh, I'm putting these over here. Okay, next one, I'm gonna have to put a picture up of this one too. This is, this is Leela's Studio Halloween Quaker. So, I haven't, also on this one, I haven't gotten to the owl yet. But here's how far I am right now. I don't remember, you're seeing the picture hopefully. I don't remember where the owl is, but this is on an Ada from Witch's Garden Crafts called This Is Halloween. And I actually started this one before October last year, I think, with Erin from the Hathaway Stitchers and Alex from Salix Stitches, I think. So I had already started it before October, but I did work on it. I put it on my wheel, so it will be on my wheel again in October this year. And I have all the called for overdyes for this one. Oh, and my Ada is 16 count from Witch's Garden Crafts. Sorry I didn't open the zippers this time. The next one I have to show you is Autumn by Cricket Collection. There is an owl on top of the T in the tree who's very cute. And I will show you where I'm at with this. This was another October start, so I didn't get too far. But since I'm already on the U, I might be able to do the U and jump over to the T and get the owl in this year when this one comes up on my wheel. This is a... What is this fabric? I'm not sure what this fabric is. Looks like it's 32 count something, and I'm using 2 strands. I don't know. I do have a spreadsheet where I try to keep track of what threads and what fabric I'm using. So if you ever have a question about what I'm using, I might be able to give you the answer. I just don't remember all that stuff, and I don't look it up every time because I don't know if anyone actually cares. But if you do care, I'm happy to figure it out for you. Okay, the last whip that I pulled that has an owl on it is this one. I will say I think there are more probably patterns that I have and whips that I have that have owls on them, because some patterns just sneak in a tiny owl, so I don't think I got all of them. But this is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, which has some fantastic owls. There is this orange guy that's by these terrifying alligator swamp monster thingies. There's also a scary looking owl on top of this pumpkin by the witch. And are there any more? I have a couple other Hawk Run Hollow patterns, and I like briefly looked at them to see if they had owls. Oh, there's a little owl here too that's a little bit less scary and more cute on top of this sign that says the Hollow. So like Village at Hawk Run Hollow and Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow and the Houses of Hawk Run Hollow, that one might have owls too, but I didn't pull any of those out. There'll be surprise owls if I ever get to stitching those. Okay, now I have some owl kits. So I have this Debbie Mum Dimensions kit for this little banner. I have this Heritage series. This is not cross stitch. It looks like, I think Cruel, right? I don't know. I don't really know, like, yeah, it says the finest Cruel yarns and 6-strand cotton embroidery floss. This one comes with the frame that you can see right here, and it has a mounting board in here as well. So this one should be relatively easy to finish if I ever get around to making it. I have this little Jim Shore ornament kit from Mill Hill with the owl. Okay, and here are the Jiffy Stitchery, the owl series that go with the one I showed you that's done. So there is the barn owl, the Scops owl, and the great horned owl. So these go with that one I showed you that I already finished. And I know that these go very quickly. Like the one that I made took me only a couple days to do. So maybe when the weather starts to cool off and the leaves start to change, I will want to work on these again. And then this is a kit that my friend Jill from Stitchin' Books found and sent to me, which was very sweet. Owl on branch. It has all the threads. I opened it and I almost started it one day and then I stopped myself. I don't remember why. But he's not very big. It's 100 by 100 stitches, and a lot of it is not stitched, it's background. But it's very like intense counting. Like there's not a lot of there's a lot of different colors feathered together to make his feathers look feathery. I was just watching the Thread Gremlins, and they were talking about using variegated floss to stitch a chicken. I think Amy finished, I don't remember the name of the pattern, but they were chickens, and Elizabeth was talking about how with the variegated floss, like you get the effect that this chart is using a bunch of different colors to get just using one color. So I could maybe find a variegated floss and swap it out, but I don't think I'm going to. Okay, this next one is in the wrong place, so I should have showed you this already. These two are two charts from a series. There's an Etsy shop called My Fanny Designs, I think, and she has a bunch of these Santas with different animals, and I have purchased a bunch of them and I have stitched two, but I pulled this one out obviously because these owls are fantastic. The snowmen are cute too. I meant to add another one to this last year, but I didn't actually do it, so hopefully this year I can add another Santa. I don't remember how many. I think she has like more than a dozen different charts, but I didn't like all of them, so I bought whatever subset of them I actually like. And yeah, would like to keep going on that whip sometime. I think I don't actually have it on my whip list because I counted those as two finishes and I haven't started a new one, so I think that's why I just like forget about it sometimes. Okay, I have, this one is annoying to show. I have the Dimensions Barn Owl. I've seen a lot of people stitching this one. I think Jessie Marie Does Stuff was showing it for a while. I think maybe Amy from Amy Loves Toads is doing this one too. Mine for some reason is open on the bottom, so everything is trying to fall out. I haven't started it. But a lot of the background on this is half stitches, so that part should go quickly. But again, like that owl is pretty intense, so it's not going to be like easy block stitching. I do want to start that sometime. Okay, and then I have another Cruel Owl. This is Golden Bee Stitchery. Just called Owl. So cute. Yeah, this one will be fun. I haven't worked on any of my Cruel stuff in a while, and now I kind of want to. So, this is, I hope this just fits in like a standard size frame. It's from 1978. I hope that little ladybug at the bottom, just that little pop of bright red. Okay, now I have patterns and patterns. So first, I was just going to show, this is the Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue from 2024. I looked at the one from 2025, I have it, and there's like one pattern with an owl. They really dropped the ball with the owls this year. I don't know what happened. But this one by Marumi Designs is definitely on my list. I would love to stitch that. And it only uses like black and white, so you could put that on any fun fabric that you want and make it more or less Halloween. Like if you don't put it on orange, it's not going to look super Halloween. Love it. Just do this. And then the keepsakes calendar for this year. has, for November, this is the pattern. Very majestic. I don't know. I forgot to look at. This was designed by Awesome Pattern Studio. So I don't know if I'm gonna stitch that one, but I was just looking through my stash and found him, so figured I would show that. And then I have Jeanette Douglas's Vintage Animals, which has this little owl right here. He's cute. He does not look very menacing or grumpy, but I still like him. And then I have this drawn thread for the birds chart, and this is very tiny, but there's an owl by the moon. And this one looks fun. It's charted with 2 Needle Necessities overdyed flosses, and the rest are DMC, and then I do have the 2 little charms. So that one's fun. I still haven't started a drawn thread chart. I have some in my collection, but I don't think I've started one. So, oh no, I'm lying. I did a drawn thread Halloween one that was just a small with like a crow. I'm gonna leave this one out. I might try to start this one sometime. Okay, and then I have The Millhouse by Kathy Barrick, which has a glorious owl. Kathy Barrick's owls are fantastic. She has some charts with big giant owls. I don't think I own any of those, but I love this one. I have The Barn Owl by Cottage Garden Samplings, which is fantastic. Excuse me. So this is one of the ones where only 2 of the colors are overdyed and the rest are DMC. Some of the older Cottage Garden, like yearly series, used a lot more. Sorry, I need a drink. Okay, sorry, I had like a tickle in my throat. My allergies are bothering me again. I don't know if it's ragweed or what, but I've been sneezing and watery eyes, and now this tickle in my throat. Okay, next we have Night Stalker by Couchman Creations. This is an Australian designer. I think it's I don't know if it's brother and sister or a married couple or what, but it's Karen and Paul Couchman. And there's a bunch of different animals, but I obviously love this owl. Fantastic. And that, look at that moon too. I have Una Owl by the Artsy Housewife. Oh, Bear's moving. Hi. You never get up while I'm filming. Good boy. See, he's alive. Do you need to go outside? Okay, BRB, I'm gonna let Bear out. Okay, I'm back. I think that might be a first. I'm not sure if Bear has ever gotten up in the middle of me filming. This is, okay, Una Owl. I was gonna start this for Elizabeth from Savory Sewing's birthday, I think, but then it didn't happen, so it's still in my stash. This Blue Flower Autumn's Hymn, which has this owl who, like, most cross-stitch owls don't look like that. I'm not sure what it is about him. He's like taller and skinnier maybe, but he's cute. And then the Moonlight Sampler, also by the Blue Flower. Like, this owl is fantastic. I love this chart so much. This is one of the ones where, like, I love it so much that I'm, like, scared to start it, which is silly, but someday I will start this, and I know I will love every stitch. I feel like everyone has seen this. Sorry for the glare, but it's worth showing as much as possible because it is so beautiful. Okay, and then I have this Lindy Stitches Tread Softly. I love him. I love that this has like fun bright colors and it's not just fall colors with the owl too. I was thinking about that today, like owls aren't only around in the fall, but most owl patterns are fall themed. We do have an owl that likes to come usually in the fall and winter. He sits on our chimney and hoots, and it like echoes down through the chimney into the living room. And I love it. And we've seen him and another owl, I think, like fighting over territory in our yard before on the ground, which was interesting. I wasn't sure at first if they were like mating or fighting or what was happening, but I think that they were squabbling about territory. And then I pulled this Winds of Autumn book by Blackbird because of this. I didn't look through all this to see if there's any other owls that appear in this book. There very well may be. But I would like to stitch that one. And then I looked through my stash of digital charts, and there are a few in there that I wanted to show you. The first one is Art Nouveau Owl by Needle Lot Designs. This one I won. We did that challenge that I was talking about where I had to stitch on my Crochet-A-Go Halloween sampler. I think Alex spun a wheel to see who would win a pattern, and I won, and that's the pattern I chose. And then I mentioned in my last video, I think that I got the thread pack from Owl Force Embroidery for 100 owls, which looks like this. I don't know which side I'm putting the pictures on. I would love to start that soon. And then this chart that I'm showing you right now, the name on the pattern and the name on Etsy and the name that's on Etsy now are all different. Right now on Etsy I found it just called Owl Near Window. I think my printed pattern says Owl in the House, but it's like a wintry, almost Christmas themed owl, and I kitted this up a long time ago. This was like one of the first patterns that I bought when I started stitching again, and I just never started it. I don't know why. I think I realized that like I wanted to try some of the patterns that weren't like super heavy backstitch and like a different style than that, so it just got set aside. But I would still like to stitch it. I have a project bag with a piece of fabric in it, and I had kitted it up with the DMCs, but I never started it, so I put them back in my master set. But it's technically in my collection of kitted things that could be started at any time. And then the last one I wanted to show you is a freebie from the World of Cross Stitch magazine. It's just called Owl Hanging, and it looks like this. And I'm not sure if that's one of the ones that like Stephanie and Allison shared in their free pattern series, but I have like a little folder on my Google Drive of free patterns that I've collected, and that one was in there. There's a bunch of other ones that are Halloween themed that have little owls in them too, but I didn't want this to be like too Halloween, so I'm not showing you every single one of them. So thank you for viewing all the owls with me. Let me know in the comments what your favorite owl pattern is, if it's one of the ones that I showed you, or if you have a different favorite owl pattern that you think I should check out. I would love to know about it. I'm thinking about doing an owl themed September. I will be doing my October wheel. I still need to figure out what projects I'm going to put in place of the ones that I have finished since last October. So when I have that all figured out, I will probably do another like Flosstube extra with everything that's going to be on my wheel and how I'm going to approach that. Since I am going through a divorce right now, I was thinking it might be a fun time to try to stop buying things and stitch from stash and see how long I can do that, and how many patterns that I already have with materials I already have I can get going and maybe finished. And I thought that might be fun. I'm in like the auto ship with Top Knot Stitcher for the Cottage Garden Year in the Woods Part 2, so I'll still be getting those in. I'm not gonna like try to cancel that. And I did just buy recently that Flower Dragon Meadow pattern, but other than that I have not really been doing much shopping. So Let me know what you think. Would that be interesting to just see me stitch from stash for a while, for like maybe the rest of the year? I have so much stuff that I think it will be fine. Like, if I didn't tell you that I was just stitching from stash, you might not know, because I have so many patterns, and I think I have plenty of fabric and stuff. So, like, the only thing I might need to buy sometimes is DMC if I run out of colors. But yeah, I was sort of thinking about doing that anyway. I usually end up trying to spend less money in the second half of the year anyway on craft stuff, but just do it a little more hardcore this year. And yeah, like I was saying, I might try to focus on owl stuff for September and then maybe November as well. I don't do a ton of Christmas stitching, and I know there's like Black Sampler November, is that what it is? That I might feel like doing, but I want to work on my owl wall, so I might try to just do a bunch of owls this fall. I'm not really sure. Let me know what you think. Should I try to start a bunch of the ones I have kitted up? Should I try to finish ones that I already have going? Should I try to fully finish the things that are already done being stitched and just need to go up on the wall? I should probably do that, huh? Yeah. Okay. That's all that I have for you today, I think. I hope that you are well. I hope that August is treating you okay, and that you can, escape the horrors of the world with some mindful hobbies like I do. And, yeah. I hope you're taking time to take care of yourself, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.